Our agenda that we will go through. One of the first things that we will do is we will start with a pledge of allegiance. So if we can stand, flag, I will lead us. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, we also have an alternate member joining us tonight as one of our normal members, or regular members, I'll call them, called in late today and wasn't able to make it. So Dave, if you want to introduce yourself.
I'm Dave Whitlock.
There we go. And he's going to be with us for the night here. He knows what's going on. Tonight's agenda, we have three things on the agenda. We have one at 27 Holly, we have one at 1820 West Main Street, and then we have one at 13 South Avenue. We're going to take those in that order, but before we do that, included in tonight's meeting package also was the minutes from our last meeting. Have you all had a chance to take a look at them? Do we agree to them? Does anyone want to make a motion? Do we agree to it, change anything, or otherwise?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of May 18th.
Okay, we've got a motion on the table to approve the meeting minutes as written from May 18.
Second.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Very good. Then let's get ourselves moved on here now. The first thing on our list is going to be 27 Holly Drive. It's going to be Karen Winhorn and Carrie Fisher. Yes, ma'am.
We need to vote David as a voting member for tonight.
Okay. Apologies. Yes. David is okay as we make a motion that David be okay?
I will make a motion that
It
David
technically
will not be.
doesn't take a motion.
Oh, just a,
The code says that the chairperson designates the alternate. So I took your little spiel
Speech.
beforehand as the appropriate designation of David as the alternate.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
So
Very good
it doesn't
then.
take a vote of the entire board, just the chairperson gets to do that.
Okay, and we have done that. We've put him on the board. He's filled in for a regular member tonight. He is a designated alternate member as appointed by the village trustees. And I think that we are in good shape. So thank you all very much. First thing on our first thing on our list is 27 Holly Drive. It's doing something with the driveway. I am intimately aware of this house. I know it well. So why don't you tell us, and by the way, I drove by and I saw the siding going on it today. Nice job. So tell us what we're trying to do and what you would like from us here.
Sure. So, my name's Karen. I have to stand up? Where do you need me to sit?
You can go right over there, just give us your name and your address.
Okay. My name's Karen Winhorn, and this is Carrie Fisher. Just to be noted, her name is spelled C-A-R-R-I-E, so I just need that aware. We're proposing to expand our driveway. Right now, we have a kind of driveway that is a little bit double on the top, and then the bottom of it fits one car. So we're looking to do a two-car driveway all the way down. If you were to see our house, it looks like for years it had been used that way because there's no grass where that was. So we would like to just clean it up a little bit and have a two-car driveway. We have 4 kids and a busy house, and we'd like to be able to put both of our cars next to each other.
Okay, so you're going to take then, my understanding is you're going to take the existing driveway, make it a 2-car driveway. What I need understanding here is, are you going to go up near the garage folks next to you have anything to say about it? Used to be Mueller's, I don't know who it is.
Yeah, so we're gonna go, I just talked to Aaron before, but I think from my understanding is we don't need variance on what's next to the garage as long as it's within 5 feet of our property line and it's well within that. 3 feet, sorry. I talked to my neighbor today because she just had a baby and she took the baby on a walk and she was like, whatever you want to do, it's completely fine, because I was apologizing for the siding noise for the brand new baby today. So I guess we don't necessarily need a variance for what's on the side of the garage, but what we need a variance for is that 5 by 39 that is at the bottom of our driveway.
Okay, does that go all the way to the street, to the drive, to the, I call it the gutter? or
That's what
whatever-
we wanted to.
Whatever that thing is.
Yeah, that's what we want to do.
And this is a question then for our own codes, and I'll ask this over here. Don't they stop us 7 feet from the road or 12 feet from the road and have a angled line come in?
Yeah, and that's basically what they want to do is extend it like we've done in the past, several months. Basically just extend it out to the road. Luckily, they don't have to do a curb cut like they have on the last couple.
Yep.
Because there's no curb, they got the gutters, right, Jake? It's just gutters. So there's no curb cuts that are needed. It's just straightening everything out. They are moving over a little bit, but like I said, straightening everything out.
What I couldn't tell from the map or the existing stuff that I had was what's going to be the distance from the property line along the north side?
They have,
I looked, it didn't mean anything to me then.
yeah, they have plenty
Is
of
that the
room.
19-foot drainage easement?
What's that?
Is that the 19-foot drainage easement?
Or is that the setback to the side of the garage?
I don't know.
The 19, yeah, that's the setback to the side of the garage, that's what I'm saying, they have plenty. That measurement that you see is from the property line to the garage.
Basically, the 19.3 minus 13 feet, so there'd be 6.
So there'd be 6, it's
Little
well
over-
within.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Over
it's well
6
within,
feet
yeah.
to the property.
So the real question here is extend this
Just extending it out.
all the way to the road.
Right.
Anything else you want to add to us? Otherwise, I'm going to just open it up to the other members here to ask any questions they might have. As I said, I know what you're doing.
Ask away. The only thing is, we're just trying to improve our property. We're putting new siding on, which actually looks pretty fantastic, just finished yesterday. Just trying to make sure our house is staying as it should be.
Understood. Questions from anybody on the board?
So just to clarify here, because I've got a little bit confused with this diagram. You currently have 20 feet at the top by your top of your garage, that's correct?
Correct.
Okay. So you could put in another 4 feet toward the property line at the top, come down 36 feet, and then angle it into an existing driveway that would be 12 feet wide.
We have a tree there, so no, we couldn't.
So, but you're asking to do that, aren't you?
No, we're asking to do it at the bottom of the driveway. We're not asking to expand any wider at the top of our driveway. We're asking to expand at the bottom of our driveway. We can't go any further over because there's a tree.
So you're going to lay the existing driveway where it is and what
Yes.
its distance is. You're going to try and extend it.
The 5 by 39, that's it.
Okay.
And then we are doing the additional apron on the side, but Aaron and I have since spoken, and that doesn't require a variance, but that's part of the plan that's drawn up.
And that's the one on the side of the garage, on
Yeah.
the north side.
Yeah, right now it's pavers, but the pavers are shot, so
They're kind of old.
they're very old.
So explain, I mean, I still don't follow this. What's the width at the bottom that you're asking for by the road? What's
It
the,
is-
add the size?
It's currently 22 feet, and we're asking to expand it 5 more feet, so that would be 27 feet.
Okay, and that's 27 is going to go all the way up to the existing garage or to the right of the existing garage?
It will just meet up with the driveway that's there.
And just real quickly, what she's trying to do is that's going to be.
That's it.
That's it, that's exactly what she's talking about. You got a contract in place to do this?
Well, I have a person that we would like to use, but I did not sign it until we have the variance for it.
Understood, understood. Other questions from anyone on the board? Okay, thank you very much. What we'll do is we'll close this, we'll open it up to the public, see if anybody wants to give any comments. I haven't seen any comments
Okay.
come through from any of your neighbors.
Okay,
But thank you.
so we have, what is the next step other than asking?
I'm going to close this, I'm going to open it up to the public folks. They're going to give us our point. We'll close it up here, take a vote, and you'll be done tonight.
Gotcha, thank you.
Okay. Okay, what I'd like to do is open it up to anybody from the public. If they'd like to have any comments for or against it, they can make those right now. Just tell us who you are, where you're from. Let that be that no one showed up to give any comments either way. All right, I'm going to close that portion, and what I'm going to do is give the board a chance to make any final comments for or against it, and then we'll take a vote. I have no comments for or against it to make. Anyone got any questions? Okay, then. I'm going to close that portion then. What I'm going to ask for is we need to have a motion if someone thinks, and what they're motioning to is a straightening of the driveway at the full length all the way down to whatever the concrete gutter is in the road.
All right, I'll make that motion, that variance be granted for the width, extension of the driveway approximately 5 feet, and the length approximately 39 feet, so that the driveway becomes a rectangle instead of this whatever it is today.
Okay, we've got that motion on the table to grant this variance as it was requested. Do we have a second?
Hold on, Aaron, is the pad next to the driveway part of the variance?
No, Aaron said it was not.
No, because that's allowed, Jake and I discussed it, and that part's allowed, but the expansion all the way to the road is part of the variance.
So motion is just for.
Yep. Do we have anyone making a second?
I'll make a
Go ahead.
I just want clarity. The final thing we're voting for is a variance to allow a driveway that's 20 feet by 56 feet long. Is that correct?
Yes, but it's only going to take the extension of 28 or 29 feet, whatever it stops at in the midway.
Right.
Yeah, well, but
Yeah.
that is anything. What the driveway ends up being.
But it's going to be,
rectangle
the driveway is going to be a rectangle.
From the street
Yeah.
to the house.
12 by 56 or 12 by 58?
Or 20 by 50.
20, yeah, there's numbers all over the.
Yes, that's what I want to make clear when I'm voting on it.
Yes.
Is the final driveway going to be 20 by 56, I think,
58, yes,
to 58?
yes,
So it's 20, not 12.
Yeah.
It's overall
From this
yes.
to this.
Right.
It's a double.
Now I see.
And understanding what it's going to do is it's going to straighten the driveway out into a rectangle going all the way to the street.
Yes.
Okay,
So, and it's,
Can I ask one question? All the houses on your block, are they two-car garages?
No.
I don't think so, no.
I don't know. I do know that what I'm proposing is in several other homes on the Shantz track, like 224 Dunning Avenue has it. I've driven by, there's probably about 8 of them that have it. I did not look to see how many car garages were on our street, if it was 2 or 1. I don't know.
I have a sneaking suspicion, all the homes were built with one-car garages.
Most of them.
And over the years, a 2-car got built and the driveway got widened.
If we went up to 33, I think Gretchen's garage. was a
Maybe
single car
Gretchen's garage, yeah.
Right.
I think that might be the only one.
And very similar to your house, it was built with a breezeway between the
Yes.
house and the garage.
Yes, correct.
So in the grand scheme of things, this would be perfectly analogous to her neighbors left and right. And you're never gonna notice this, because it's just gonna be like every other house, pretty much.
Yeah.
Other
And
than it'll be better.
so much better.
Okay, so again, we have that motion on the table to grant it. We are looking that it's going to be a full rectangle, it's going to be a full triangle.
Mr. Chairperson, you forgot seeker again.
I didn't forget it, I just decided that with a driveway, it didn't need it, but
No,
yes.
every action that this board takes requires a seeker resolution. Whether it's
Type 2?
driveways, whether it's sheds, whether it's, no matter what.
Type 2?
It is a type 2 action since it's an area there.
Okay. We need a motion then before we vote to go forth with the secret type 2, and it has no environmental impact or otherwise.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the table,
Second,
seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? None. Good forth, all right. Now we had the motion, we had a granting of it, or agreement to the motion as it was on the table. It came in seconded, we agreed on that. You're good to go forth. Straighten it out and have a good time.
did we vote on it?
We didn't, you didn't vote on the second. All right, we're doing it now. Thanks, guys.
So I vote yes.
Oh, all in favor?
Yes? Opposed? None.
So now we're good to go.
Now you're good.
Thank you, thank you.
So when you're ready, finish the permit up, give me the contractor, and then you'll be all set.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Absolutely, have a good night.
You too.
All right, second on our agenda is someone by the name of Sean FICO, representing FICO Partners LLC, and if I mispronounced that, I apologize. The owners of the property is located at 1820 West Main Street, and it gives a tax ID. The applicant is appearing before the village board, the Village Zoning Board of Appeals for the following 4 different items. 1, it's an application for a special use permit pursuant to Village Code 175-22C and 175-42C1 to add a residential apartment to the second floor of 1820 on Main Street. B, application for a variance of 2 parking places required for the second floor apartment pursuant to the village code. C, application for a special permit use pursuant to village code 175-22C and 175-42C1 to add a residential apartment to the rear of the first floor on 1820 Main Street, and I will just go out here and I will say that that apartment does not exist as we stand right now. This is an addition you want to make to that. And then D is the application for a variance of 2 parking places required for the first floor apartment pursuant to Village Code 175-53. Okay, This board may or may not know everything that you're trying to do there and what you're trying to get. What I would ask you to do is tell us who you are and tell us what it is you're trying to do and what we need, what will help you with where we need the application for variance.
Thank you. So, I am Dan Peters, Pieters. You guys hear me all right? This doesn't feel like it does. And I am here representing Sean and FICO Partners as an architect, licensed architect in the state of New York along with other states. Sean and I have worked together on multiple projects. This application, when we submitted, which I believe you all have a copy of, as some of the paperwork unfolded, the ask that we had for this board was really letter C, and I guess D as well. I think through some of the paperwork, not 100% sure I wasn't involved, but we want to kind of clean up A and B as part of this, just as, so you all know. So there are 4 asks here. The first one being a special use permit to add residential apartments to the 2nd floor, which currently exists.
Yes, that was where I wanted to go with this. Those currently exist and are in place. So what is the ask here? Because if we're already using them, don't they have
It's a
a?
good question. I spoke with Jake, and I think Jake just wanted clarity as well. So I don't know if there's an action that we need on that, but I guess I understand from you, I think there was a permit given for the 2nd floor apartments, and it's been that way for years.
Do we know when it was given?
April 23rd, 1986.
86.
The board approved 2 one-bedroom apartments on the 2nd floor, same square footage as it exists now. And sometime subsequent to that, prior to Mr. Pico purchasing property, it was converted from 2 one-bedroom apartments to 1 two-bedroom apartment. And just to clean up the language, make sure the approvals are all in line with what actually exists, that was added in here.
When did it go from the 2 one-bedroom apartments to 1 two-bedroom apartment?
That I'm not certain, sometime between
So whenever that
1986.
was, it should have gone to the zoning board,
It
but
did
it
not.
didn't. So we're trying to clean that up, and that's why that 2-bedroom apartment upstairs is now before you. It's been there for a number of years, but somehow it slipped through the cracks and
So it's there, but
it
it's
got,
technically
it
not
got there without approval.
And what the request of us to do would be to approve that
Yeah.
modification
Yeah.
of 2 apartments to giving permission for 1 apartment on the 2nd floor.
Correct. Right.
Which is currently how.
And then they also need.
I get the second for the second one is for the first floor.
Yeah, and both apartments need variances for parking, because there is no on-site parking.
So the B section here, the B letter, includes the parking for the upper 2 spaces. So that's the variance, again, cleaning up that. Don't know what was submitted before, but if we're making this action, it makes sense to clean that up. So the third thing here in the special use permit, currently the full floor on the first floor is a commercial space. And Sean and FICO Partners want to take I'm using round numbers, but the front half or north half, 50% of the first floor, keep it commercial. Clean it up a bit, the drawings show what he's intending to do there. And then the second part, or the second half, the back half, south half, is to make it a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 baths.
Is the upstairs apartment currently rented?
Yes.
Somebody's-
And it's, what is it upstairs right now?
It is 2, it's a,
1 2-bedroom.
it's a, yes, sorry.
It's 1 2-bedroom.
So 1 2-bedroom, yeah. When I took it over, it was a 1-bedroom. It was 1 apartment. When I purchased that building, it was 1 apartment. I had no idea that it was originally 2 apartments at one time, way before I bought it. When I bought it, it was just 1 apartment, and I remodeled it.
And that was from 1986, thereabouts. It was converted to 2 one-bedroom apartments. And somewhere along the line, it got changed to a 1 apartment with 2 bedrooms. Did we do any modification in construction? Did we change doorways, entranceways? Did we just say, you know, come in, bolt these doors? I don't know.
I believe you did, other than finish upgrades. But it was done prior, that was all done prior to him, from what I understand, prior to him owning the place.
And if I could, he subsequently did a remodel 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, did a remodel on that apartment upstairs with the building permit and everything. And it was about 3 years ago.
So we've had somebody from the village or from the town has seen the apartment and gone through it
Yeah,
since
and
then.
permitted.
Yeah, Will was there during the process.
And there were no questions at that point that it was appropriately a one.
There was not questions. I'm not saying there shouldn't have been questions at that point, but there wasn't questions at that point. And so it was, I guess, another opportunity that had been missed to straighten out the previous variance.
So as we go forward,
Special
do we
use
need to
review.
change an existing code variance? Or do we need to just go forward and say what's there will be henceforth? And I'm talking about just the upstairs right now.
The only variance for the upstairs was for the parking spaces. There was 4 parking spaces on that same day. It was a special permit use, not a variance for the apartment.
Neither of the apartments, whether it's upstairs or downstairs, 2 one-bedrooms, where none of them needed variances. Because the building has always been, nothing was done to the exterior of the building. The variances are for parking. This is, you're granting a special permit use under section 175-42C1, because residential uses are not permitted in the central business district where this property is located without a special permit use. I don't know why it's not called special use permit, but the code calls it a special permit use.
So why wouldn't we just say regardless of what's on the books going forth, it will now be a 1-bedroom, single apartment on the 2nd floor, and then we've addressed anything that might have happened in 86.
Correct.
That's the intent.
That's what number, that's what letter A is.
Okay, all
But
right.
it's not a variance. You're approving a special permit use to allow a 2-bedroom
2-bedroom,
apartment
single apartment on the 2nd floor.
in the central business district where residential uses are not permitted without a special permit.
Okay.
Okay? And we don't know what happened. They probably, whenever it was converted from the 2 one-bedroom apartments to the 1, 2, they probably didn't even get a building permit. That's why there's no record of it.
Yeah.
They just did it
It's likely would have
without a permit.
It's
Because they
not-
weren't doing anything to the outside.
Correct.
But that's why it slipped through the cracks.
So, I don't know if.
No, go on.
Yeah, so
You got it.
they asked for the involvement really that started this, in addition to what we just talked about to clean up the paperwork, was really to take the first floor and take all commercial space, leave it on the front half commercial, the back half make a 2 one-bedroom, or 1 2-bedroom apartment.
That's what the book says.
I don't know why I can't wrap my brain.
All right, so what you want to do is take that, which is currently 2 apartments. Convert, no, it's no
No,
apartments.
so basically, it's the storefront. All I want to do, we tried to rent this place for, I don't know, 5 years, it's been listed on the last, it's a financial hardship. There's nothing I can do, I've tried to build the suit, cut in half, I've offered to do what anybody that wants to rent that place, I'll do anything for them. I can't rent it, so it's a financial hardship. Basically, I want to take that storefront, I know that the village, wants to keep everything commercial, and I can understand that, you guys, there's a certain look in the village, I agree with it. So I wanted to keep that storefront in the front and just put an apartment on the back half. It's about 2,400 square feet, if I'm not mistaken, I believe. So we would keep, I don't know, what the storefront would be? I think the storefront would be 1,200 or 1,500 square feet.
Yeah, it's about 2,400 total. It'd be about 1,400 square feet, maybe a little less than that for the storefront.
For the storefront, so you still get the look and look, which is probably empty, it would still be empty, but we'll still get that storefront, commercial look on the front side. Just looking to get some, some income from this property that's, we can't do anything with it. It's just, I've lowered rent, I've done everything except give it away.
So that storefront could be possible 2 occupants in there.
Technically, you could, yeah, yeah.
700 square feet each or something.
Right, we've not divided it that way, but it would be easy enough. I think right now the idea is let's do it as a 1-tenant setup, but there are 2 doors that could be utilized because we have a sidewalk door as well.
And the idea being is that those storefronts, we'll call them that for lack of a better term, it may not be right, but the storefronts will continue to be businesses.
Correct.
We're not going to try and move an additional apartment into the front. Okay.
And all those apartments follow safety code for fire escapes, et cetera?
Correct.
Even the new adjustments on the front, first floor?
Right, I have 2 exits out. I've shown on my path of egress, I've shown exit signs. The other thing to clean up is the current stair that does come down from the 2nd floor that exits the north side on the west corner is now going to turn internally first, get down to grade, and then exit. So that gets cleaned up.
Will that be the only entrance to the 2nd floor? Or
No, there's a second entrance off the back.
Okay.
And they're separated enough by code.
I was curious, I took a walk around the building today, and that ramp is definitely needed. That's one big step out there. It looks good. Looks good.
Is the upper apartment rented?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So what you're looking to do is make the conversion to the back apartment on the first floor and increase your income by renting that.
Right, so we're going to make changes to the storefront, not an apartment. Right now, there's no apartment. We're just trying to add an apartment to the store, behind the storefront.
For lack of a better term,
Okay.
you're going to throw some kind of a wall on the inside, separate the 2 of them out.
That's correct.
Exactly.
The firewall will be separated, coded.
It'll have all the appropriate exits,
Correct.
it'll go through a fire inspection.
Right.
Okay.
Right now, we all know the interest rates are, and mortgages, and, residential real estates, renting real estates, the way to go right now. So it definitely helped, if an apartment, if we sunk a lot of money into it. We made that apartment be absolutely beautiful. It's got the amenities of a $300,000 house. It's just, right now, that's the only income we have. Is that, and I have all that wasted space downstairs that, can't win with the way it says. And I'm not even, we're cutting, I already offered, it was on the MLS, like I said, we spoke to a couple, prospective tenants. I told them I'd cut it in half. I do whatever they want to do to rent it, and it's just, I don't know, the space is hard. The building I own next to it, it's, the same thing. I have one storefront that's been difficult to rent, other one's been there for a long time, great tenant. He's now looking to take the other side now, so that's a plus for that building, but that's not why we're here. So.
Questions from anybody else on the board?
The connected door between proposed first floor residential unit into the hallway of the commercial space, that opens right-hand swing into the hallways?
Yeah, you have to swing in the path of travel of exit.
Yes, but does that not impede the path of travel from the commercial space to the sidewalk?
You're talking about the one that's heading north? I believe.
Kitchen fire door.
Yeah, I believe that's all. I have the distance on the front face of that to be accepted because that hallway is wide enough, but I could check that. If that is a code, I don't think it is, but I'll check it, and then that wall where that defines that hallway on the north side could increase north.
Is that a 36-inch hallway?
No, I wanna,
Probably in the 5 foot.
It's 6'5" outside to outside. I'm guessing it's
5.5 feet, I didn't put the measurement.
And the doors would be 36-inch.
That's correct.
Correct. So it only allows a 2 foot.
It's a good point, I wanna check it. I think that, that north side wall would have to grow north maybe 8 inches or so, I'll check the code.
But you could adjust that and make it
That's a
fit,
simple-
make it fit wherever the code is.
That's correct, that's a simple fix, if it needs to be done, but I'll.
So the ideal situation is the business owner lives in the back.
Yeah, it is, right.
There you go.
I actually took a walk down that alley, and I was surprised to find a nice little grassy area out there.
Yeah, right.
I've been living here 57 years on this block, I didn't know it was grass out behind me.
That's the pet part.
And the pavement that you did between the two buildings, will that improve the whole?
Yeah, it was a slope, of people used to breathe in the wintertime,
Right.
and tenants were taking out their garbage, it was such a liability, so we had the concrete pad, leveled it out, it wasn't a slope anymore.
So there's no new external building, right? Structure.
No.
No new addition, no new addition.
And do we have to do a seeker for the bottom apartments?
Before the bank question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you need seeker for the variance, which is in type 2 criteria. The rest of it for
The
the,
top floor, you wouldn't need one, I don't think.
well, you do want anyhow. It's still type 2, it's still type 2 because it's replacement, rehabilitation, or reconstruction of a structure or facility in kind on the same site. You're not doing anything to the exterior, so it's type 2. It's a granting of the special permit use to convert the apartments, both upstairs and downstairs. It's type 2.
Would you like a motion for a second?
Well,
This? Oh, yes.
all right, that's gonna be the thing that we do next. Okay, you have anything else you wanna add to us? Stick with us for a few minutes in case there are other questions. Sure. But thank you for what you've done so far.
Thank you.
Jake, any words, any comments from the zoning, from the village?
I'd be happy to get rid of that step in the front.
Pardon me?
I said, I'll be happy to get rid of that step in the front. And I think the new entranceway is described kind of as consistent with a lot of the rest of them down along the village there, so.
Good. All right. Okay, thank you. Right now, I want to open it up to anybody from the general public who's got any comments or questions or to make for or against this. So just ask you to get up, identify yourself and your address, and go forth with your comments. The only thing I would ask is that we, keep the comments directed at the board. Let's not direct them back into the audience. Okay. We have no comments for or against it, so we've got some things to do here. Number one, and are we doing this as all one, or are we gonna do this as two? Two actions. Are we gonna do the upstairs as one action?
Well, you can take a motion that all 4 actions are type 2 actions under secret. And therefore, by definition, there's no one going to have to.
Okay. Fair enough, so we've got that on the table. Do we hear a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that All four actions are for area, acceptable under secret type 2 action under secret with no significant environmental impact.
Second?
Okay, so we've got that on the table and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. All right. Now, moving forward, this may be me, I'm stuck on doing this as two separate things, because number one, in my mind, we have to address turning 2 apartments, whatever's on the books, into,
So I do 4 separate motions.
okay,
The first motion would be to approve a special permit use for the upstairs 2-bedroom apartment from 2 1-bedroom apartments.
All right,
That would be the first one.
so what we've got is one on the table to approve the single, okay. You got it? And I'm not stopping you.
all right, so I'm gonna make a motion to grant a special permit use to acknowledge the existing previously happened conversion of 2 1-bedroom apartments into 1 2-bedroom apartment, just so that there was no future issues.
And there shouldn't be any future come forward that says it's 2 apartments. It's going to be 1.
Correct.
All right, so we've got that on the table. We have a seconded.
I'll second that.
We have that seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, that's on our list. Now, B, the 2 parking places required for the 2nd floor apartment. Don't they have that?
Previously, there was a variance for the 2 1-bedroom apartments for the 2 parking spaces. But that went away when it got changed to 1 apartment.
All right.
Because the variance was specific to 2 apartments. So it needs another variance.
And this
The
variance
upstairs
will
apartment-
be for 2 parking places.
Correct. 2
Well-
off-premises parking spots.
Right,
Now-
so the variance is for 0 parking spaces.
Right.
Which were 2 are required
Correct.
for the 2nd floor apartment.
Are we gonna, this is overly simple on my part, but are we gonna put all the parking in one spot? Whether it's for the back part, because why wouldn't we do all the parking in one, because then we'd have to break it up, never mind. I know where you're going.
Okay, I'll make a motion.
But I would have, yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to approve the variance for 2 parking spots for the 2nd floor apartment.
Okay, we've got a motion on the
I'll second
table.
that.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. All right, so A and B are taken care of. C, special use permit to add the residential apartment to the rear of the 1st floor of 1820 West Main Street. And that apartment doesn't exist, so this will be for 1 apartment at 1820 on the 1st floor. Or you could call it a 2nd apartment, but label it onto the 1st floor.
Right.
Either way,
All right, I'll make a motion for the application of a special permit use for the 1st floor of 18 West Main.
I'll second that.
okay, so we've got a motion on the table to create an apartment that doesn't exist with a special permit on the 1st floor
Correct.
at the rear of 20 and 18. Seconded?
I second it.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. And then the last thing we have to do, if we didn't do them all with the 1 parking variance, was to add an additional parking variance for 2 parking spaces associated with the 1st floor apartment at 1820.
I'll make a motion for a variance for 2 parking places required for the first floor apartment pursuant to village code.
Second.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. All right, I think we got this.
Thank you.
Good luck, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you, this will help tremendously, thank you.
All right.
Hope you get around quickly.
All right, and the last thing up is a gentleman by the name of, or a person by the name of Anna Pham, under contract with the rental of 13 South Avenue, which for those of you who don't know, are probably the old jewelry store that exists out here. Who's gonna make that? You are Anna?
Yes, in a family.
Anna, come on up here, stand at the, just give your name and your address, and then tell us what it is you would like to do.
Well, my name is Anna Pham, and I'm going to open like a nail salon. There'll be a diamond place before, but asking for like some parking lot for the nail salon.
Okay, and that parking lot is going to be where?
Just like over here.
Okay, it's gonna be to park in the municipal lot.
Yes. I
Okay.
have no clue.
There's a limited number of parking spots on the premises. So once those are filled, then, for auxiliary parking, we would plan on using street parking or municipal parking.
How many parking spots are existing on the space?
I believe it's 3.
I don't know, are they between the two buildings?
Yeah, to the south
Okay.
of the building. It's the last unit in the building as you go south.
Okay, so you've got a business going in there, it's gonna be a nail salon business.
Yes.
The request that you're making is to have parking in the municipal lot of 45 spaces?
Well, that's required by code. You have 15 chairs, you need 45 parking spaces.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So if
I don't know if it would ever reach that level. It's,
Right.
It's never gonna be full like that. But we only have like about 4 or 5 workers there. So it's not gonna take that much, parking lot at one time.
All right. So it says the applicant is seeking variance for up to 100% of parking per 175-53A to be located off-site in accordance with the number of required. So what you're looking for is essentially all the parking spaces. Now, how many chairs are you putting in there?
6 of the pedicure and 8 of the manicure. Total of 14.
So let's say that's 14. And how many?
And there is one waxing chair, I'm sorry.
All
So a
right.
total of 15.
So it's 15 could be in there at any one time, plus your employee.
My employees are around 4 or 5 or 6, because I don't know yet, because this is a new salon. So there's, no work, but I have 4 people working, including me. So right now it's 4, because we didn't open it yet, so I don't know, But right now, maximum is about 8 workers, because only 8 chairs, only 8 tables.
But you don't have any
I won't,
employees right now.
no, not.
So what are we looking for? What is 100%?
Based on the current design, it would be, as you stated, 40-something.
15 tables, 45 spaces.
45 spaces or thereabouts. All right, so that's what we see, what we have is you're looking for 45 parking spaces to address both your employees and your customers. It's a little high, isn't it? Because if you've got 15 chairs, that's 15 employees, 15 customers, and then 15 employees,
No,
one for
but I
each
have
chair
15.
would be 30.
Yes, I think it is high. There's 2 waiting chairs and the 15 other chairs, so I'm not sure how they calculate it, but according to their calculations, that's what comes out.
Okay, it's 175.53, it's 15
Yeah,
times
it's
3.
three.
It's 45.
That's 3 per chair.
Got it.
So the variance actually would be to allow 3 spaces, because there are 3 spaces, where 45 are required. And the balance of
Right.
the other 42 spaces can be on off-site parking upon a finding that there's insufficient available parking on the same lot, which there is. That the required spaces are provided in a permanent and accessible manner, the other right behind, or this lot right here, right behind the
Right.
building. And it, so it's gotta be within 500 feet of the site, which it is. So the other 42 can.
So the 3
You
are
don't
gonna be,
designate the 42 are for that business, but
Right.
just have them.
the 3 are gonna be the ones immediately adjacent to the
You're
building.
gonna allow 3 where 45 are required.
Okay.
And no one else shares those 3 spots?
No.
Okay.
And I spoke to the funeral home, they will let me share some of the parking lot too.
They were agreeable to that?
Yes.
When are you gonna open up?
If it, here it goes.
That's a curiosity question.
Maybe
Doesn't have-
September, 1st September.
What do
You
your
can
hours
come
of
in for
operation?
pedicure if you want.
What do you propose hours of operation?
10 to 7,
7 p.m.
yes.
And how many days a week?
6 days a week, Monday to Saturday,
So Sunday you're closed.
yes. Wintertime, Monday closed too.
Okay.
I want to ask a general question. What's happening with the McDonald's?
Not much.
Not much.
They are doing work in
They're
there
doing
though.
work, but RG&E still has not gotten them power. So they're
So they're stuck in the water.
stuck literally in the water because the basement's still flooded.
Oh,
It's been flooded this whole time.
all right.
Yeah.
Are
They
you
keep pumping
aware?
out and keeps-
Yes. Are you aware that McDonald's building in Webster is
Well, the old
nail
McDonald's.
spa salon? That's going to be a new nail spa salon.
Really?
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was
know the
Right,
name of
right
it?
on the edge of the fireman's field, it's the old,
where the old McDonald's is down at the other end of the village, where the bank and everything is.
No, because I'm new to this area, so I
Oh.
really don't.
Main Street by Mark's Pizzeria, by the post office, that end of Main Street, there was an old McDonald's building.
Oh, okay, I gotta drive around to see.
Yeah, that's the fireman's field. The gentleman who came to us for that, it has another salon in Fairport. I don't remember. his
He's got-
name.
yeah,
What's
he's
the
got-
name of the nail salon?
I don't remember off the top of my head. He's got 3 other salons.
Maybe
But
Young Nail?
Yeah, no,
No.
they already have a salon further down by Wegmans.
I don't remember. Do you remember saying?
Maybe Lovely Nail?
I'm not really up on my names.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah, I mean,
you
that
know
was
what,
approved-
it's good to
That
know.
was approved last year, so.
Yeah, it's good to know because I have another space by him, but it's too small, but I like this space a lot, so.
So where are you currently?
What?
Where is your other one right now?
No, it's the dining
She-
place there.
She works on Empire. At a
Empire,
different-
okay,
At
yeah.
another person's salon.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but
So she
I
wants to
wanna
branch
do my
off
own.
and make her own business.
Good.
it's
just
hard.
out of curiosity and a legal question for us. If we were to grant a variance or something for someone who then chose not to go into business, would that variance go away with that, or does it take up to 6 months or a year for it and have no activity to expire?
If the permit is not acted upon, then it expires.
What's the time? When now is it going to be acted
I believe it's within the first 6 months.
Within the first 6 months?
Yep.
And
So
that's
for instance,
curiosity.
if she did absolutely nothing for 6 months, this would expire and everything would have to start over again.
But if you're opening in September, that's not a problem.
And even if they pull the permits and they're doing work,
If they
that's.
make a genuine effort to
Oh,
come
yeah,
to
yeah,
you and
if they're
talk,
continuous,
yes.
yeah, if they start it, then it's fine.
I'm with you.
I mean, they can work on it for a year with their building permit, they have a year, as long as they start it before that window.
Okay. I have no other questions. Do you have any for us? Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll close that portion, your presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
See if anybody has any comments for or against this business. Okay, we may have one comment. And the standard process, just tell us your name and your general address.
Richard Walter, 20 Elm Street. Been in the village a long time. And I personally think this is too big a variance for the business. They said 3 parking spots. Those may be shared spots with the businesses that are already in that block. And the house is,
No, it's not shared.
that 3 being dedicated totally.
Yeah, they're totally dedicated to that particular unit.
I know that's not a huge.
But anyhow, let's stay here and get your.
Okay, I just think a variance of 42 parking spots, according to the code, is an awful big variance for parking, especially if you tell people they're gonna have to walk all the way around this building and the fire hall to have their nails done and whatever. People don't like to park in this parking lot to begin with because it's too far along the main street.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you.
Although I would comment that, I don't, 3 spaces per chair for a barber shop or when I go get my haircut, I come in 1 car, I don't come in 3 cars, I pick up 1 chair. Why do you need 3 spaces for each chair is beyond me. It makes no sense. But I think the code's requirement is excessive for the parking spaces.
I didn't make it.
Well, I know you didn't make it, it's been on the books for a while, but
Yeah.
it's just one of the numerous things in this village's zoning code that's
And what I would do is
probably antiquated, and I don't even know why they passed it in the first place.
I think they envisioned a barber shop with 2 chairs, or a beauty parlor with 2 chairs. So there's the person working there, the person that's getting their hair done, and the person waiting to go next. I think that's why they came up with 3, they didn't envision 15. So it doesn't really grow logically when you get there.
Maybe like 5 customers, they cover 1 car.
Well, then I suppose you could argue that a nail salon is not a barber shop, nor is it a beauty parlor. They don't do anything with hair. So, do they even fit under that category? Maybe it's just general, 1 for each 300 square feet. How many square feet is the building? The interior, there's
not
space.
many, it's
There's
less than
space.
1,000. But, and let's do it this way, we've got an application on the table to,
Barber shop.
to address the variance number. Right now, we've got this one,
Barber shops, not nail salons.
but we've got this one that we can deal with today, and then I can bring it to us to have a comment or to fix the code
Done
where we
several
think
of
it's
them
a
already.
problem, yes. But right now, we have a variance on the table to allow 42 spaces. 3 are going to stay in the area there. So do we have a motion to do that?
Done. Just had 2.
It's the same rehab, replacement, rehab, or reconstruction in kind.
Right.
And they're not doing anything to the exterior.
That's correct.
So I'll make a motion for type 2 secret action.
Can I ask a dumb question? We're talking about the parking, but we haven't yet addressed the change of use and the preliminary and final site plan approval for the change of use. If that's not passed, the parking is irrelevant, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I was just pointing out, that you're talking about the parking, but we didn't address that yet.
Well put. So with the application, or the applicant is seeking his preliminary and final subdivision plan approval for personal services for a nail salon and spa under Article 14 for change of use. The applicant also seeks a variance for relief of 100% of parking. So there would be an there's a variance here to, yeah, we do the change of use first. And we can put them all together if you want. But the applicant seeks preliminary and final subdivision approval for personal services for the nail salon per Article 14 for a change of use.
Correct.
They also seek a variance for up to 100% of parking at 45 spaces or 42, as we have now heard. I think we could do these in one. Matter of fact, I think it would make some sense to do it as one. So if anybody wants to make a motion for a variance, for subdivision plan approval for the personal services of the nail salon and spa under Article 14 for a change of use. In addition to that, you can put in the space for 42 parking spaces, based on the information they have provided us.
Should seeker go first?
Well, this is going inside, so yes, let's do the seeker first. I think this is a type 2.
I make a motion for a type 2 action under seeker with no significant environmental impact.
Fair enough.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, now we're right back to the personal services nail salon under Article 14 for a change of use.
I will make that motion.
Are you gonna roll in the spaces with it?
No, one is a variance, and one is, it's actually site plan review. You know, so you got to grant both preliminary and then final site plan approval, which is totally separate from a variance for parking. So I would not throw them all in one motion. That's confusing.
All right, so I'd like to make a motion for acceptance of the site, preliminary and final site subdivision plan approval for the change of use.
So we've got a motion on the table to grant the change of use.
I'll second.
Seconded by David. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None.
Okay, and then we need a motion, I will make the motion for the variance for the relief of parking spaces required, which is 42 spaces, 3 are existing. So the motion is to accept the variance approval for 42 parking spaces.
Okay, we've got a motion on the table to accept for a variance for 42 spaces.
I'll second.
We've got that seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. As we come down to the end of our meeting, reminder here, if you haven't made changes to your code book, go ahead and do that. Get some, well, got Also, next month's meeting and all meetings henceforth after that will be on Tuesday nights. This one will be August 15th, that's a Tuesday night. That is the third Tuesday of the month of August, and that's where they are going to be. The time will remain the same. Any questions on that?
What did you say, the 5th?
It's the 15th,
15th, okay.
and that'll be the third Tuesday. Okay, if nobody has anything, then
I make a
do we have
motion to adjourn.
Hold on, do we have anything for next month?
We will, yes.
Okay, so we will have a Tuesday, the 15th meeting. All in favor of, we've got a motion on the table to adjourn the meeting, all in favor?
Second.
Seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none. Meeting's adjourned.
I'll be in